right now, with the series tied at 2-2 and winning and losing doesn't matter, that's taken out, it's easily Giannis.
Yep.
I mean, I'd be interested to see how there's a discussion about this, because Giannis is the only player in the series, including the Stars, who hasn't played a bad game. He's got the 2 historic games in which he scored 40 or more. And then he had a great game 4, 26-14, 8, 3 steals, 2 blocks, and an iconic, memorable, historic play that we just showed, the block on DeAndre Ayton. So it's clearly Giannis. Now, the more controversial thing would be this. Let's say for the Suns right now, the MVP is Devin Booker. He's the MVP right now for the Phoenix Suns. 27 points a game. He had the one poor game in Game 3, but he was a big-time scorer in the other 3 games, 27, 31, the 42 in Game 4. Chris has not played as badly, and obviously the turnovers are terrible. His numbers look good, 21-8 on 52% shooting, but Devin Booker is the Suns' MVP. But Giannis is the MVP for the series right now.
Yeah, I think I agree with you, Broussard. I think Giannis is obviously the MVP. The question is this, Brandon. Is Devin Booker played so poorly in Game 3 and great in Game 4? If Devin Booker continues to play mediocre and Chris Paul starts playing like a little bit better but gets the narrative of sort of the leadership, if they're tied, would you give the MVP to Chris Paul because he's sort of brought the intangibles along with him?
100%, and that's what it's going to come down to, Wiles, is the scenarios, right? Like, if that happens, the Suns win, and it's fairly even between Booker and CP3. CP3 is going to get it, and rightfully so. He's the one that got them here, and you talk about the intangibles, the leadership, pushing everybody embracing his style and elevating their game. But if he doesn't bounce back and you have Booker continue to do what he's doing, hell, he don't need to drop 40, but he just need to continue to lead the way, then it's Booker. Everything equal right now, it's Giannis, obviously. But Nick, there is something to this, right? Let's say the Suns go on and win and you don't have it's just like a team, their team wins, right? You don't have Booker explode, you don't have CP3 bounce back. You may get what you want, bro. Giannis is just playing at an all-time different level.
There you go.
So you may get for the there you go.
That's right, Brandon. That's right. For the first time since the first Finals MVP ever awarded, I think the Bucks are going to win. Even if they don't, Giannis has to be the Finals MVP, barring a disaster from him, and I don't see a bad game coming. There is, like, right now, Broussard, it's not close. It's not an argument. He has lapped the field, and the series is only tied. So the idea that he could, if they lose 2 of the next 3, he's just eliminated from contention. The best game anyone's played in this series was Giannis. The second best game anyone's played in this series was Giannis. And the 4th best game anyone's played in this series was Giannis, with the only one in between. Middleton had the 3rd best of Game 3. Also, Middleton was bad in a game this series, 5 for 16. Drew Holiday obviously been bad a bunch of times. He's not in the discussion. Chris Paul was bad in a game. Devin Booker was bad and benched in a game. It will look even more ludicrous than LeBron not winning in 2016 if Giannis does not win Finals MVP, barring some type of, if he all of a sudden has a 4 for 19 game and the Bucks lose. He is running away with it. So it's not who is the Finals MVP right now that is only the question. It is who is going to be the Finals MVP. You have to open up the possibility. I'm going to use, hold on, I think I'm going to convince you, Broussard. I'm going to try to, mind meld you from across the country. You once upon a time, as an esteemed MVP voter, as the chosen few, had a rule for regular season MVP that had to do with winning. And you broke it. Why? Because Russell Westbrook did something no one had done in 40 years and averaged a triple-double. And you were like, you know what? That's enough for me to break my rule. Giannis, having all the best games, no bad games, an iconic moment, while the guys he's competing against have all each had one brutal moment or brutal game, should be enough for you to break your rule about it has to come from a winning team. Why would it not be? Why would it not be?
Look, I'm not saying never. 100% it has to be from the winner. But I'm just saying it has to be like an opposing player averaging 45 to 50 points and nobody on the winning team doing hardly anything. It has to be that drastic, all right? And everything you just said about Giannis, we could say about LeBron in some of those series with Golden State. And you said it'll look it'll be more of a travesty. Nobody's running around thinking LeBron got screwed because he didn't win one of those finals MVPs. No, it has to come from the winner.
No,
Andre Iguodala won it. And nobody was saying
and that one's a travesty.
Really should have gotten over
is a travesty.
I mean, Steph should have won it.
And by the way,
Steph is a travesty because Steph should have won it. It's a travesty because Steph should have won it.
The NBA will tell you, and I got in some trouble about this once. Let me just say, the NBA will tell you Steph got 0 of 11 votes. I've never understood how that's possible, but that's what the official records say, 0 of 11. LeBron got 4 of the 11. So the precedent was starting to be set. There's 4 of those 11 that said, winning team be damned. This guy averaged 36, 13, and 9. We're not giving it to a guy who averaged 18 a game in Iggy. So we're not doing it. But the other 7 obviously outweighed it. Wilds, it is going to look ridiculous if the rest of this series plays out with Giannis playing at this level and we give it to somebody else. It is going to, the guy who wins the award is going to know he doesn't deserve the award.
Okay. All right, I'll tell you what will look more ridiculous. When the Suns are out there, like, now let's bring out the Finals MVP, Giannis. And Giannis like, what? I won the Finals MVP? And he gets it, and he's like, well, thanks, I guess, but I don't want it, so I'm just going to leave it here. So see you later. And they're like, oh, okay, back to you in the booth, everybody. Giannis just abandoned his trophy because he's lost, and he's furious. So there we go, but I guess he won it on paper. Does anybody want it? Is there a runner-up? Is it like Mr. America or something? He won't want the trophy.
Agreed.
So we can argue
Let's
about
add another scenario.
Theoretically, does he deserve it? He's not accepting the trophy. Giannis, who is like, who has talked about sort of like having a very focused mindset, and he's a little Kobe-esque too. The fact that he was accept a loser's trophy is just beyond the pale. Brandon, he's not accepting it. He doesn't deserve it. And the idea that Broussard, I'll go right back to you, Broussard. That's like, unless the other team, Giannis scored 50 and the other guys didn't do anything except win the finals. So winning the finals counts. I don't care if you give it to Campaign just for being energetic. They won the finals. You can't give it to a loser.
Well, here's the crux of the matter is Brandon brought up the scenario. Chris Paul and Devin Booker continue to struggle. Giannis plays phenomenally, and the Suns win. That ain't happening. All right, Devin Booker or Chris Paul, one of them's gonna have to ball for them to win. I mean, so it's irrelevant anyway. They're not gonna.
This decent.
Devin's been good enough.
All right, let me throw another scenario.
Right now, if the Suns were up 3-2 and it was over, and people gave the trophy to Devin, nobody would be mad.
No.
Let me throw another scenario out there then, because I love what you guys just brought up, all 3 of you guys. So let's throw this one out there. Can we see what happened with LeBron and Golden State? Let's say Giannis gets shut down again by Ayton. And so now you have the Suns winning, and now Ayton is given the MVP like Iggy was given MVP. No. Well, when Ayton is on Giannis, he's less than 40%. Anybody else, 80%. Don't forget about this right here. The numbers
Well,
don't
then
lie. You love
maybe
numbers,
you should
Mr.
call up.
Mr.
Then Brandon, I love numbers, and you love Monty Williams. So Broussard, give Brandon Monty Williams' phone number and explain to him it's that simple. Just have DeAndre Ayton guard Giannis because he's rampaging through the finals, and evidently he would just all of a sudden turn into Thanasis if Ayton were on him. I think those numbers are slightly
your boy goes
misleading,
for 41.
but that
No, it's not.
Yeah,
no, it's
go
not.
ahead.
Your boy goes for 41 in game 3 because Ayton was on the bench in foul trouble. And then all of a sudden in game 4, he's down to 26 points. Why? Because they didn't have to build a wall. They just put Big Ayton out there. You saw every time the Greek came to the paint, he just threw his chest out there like, get out of here. Get out of here, man.
Yeah.
You think I'm 7
That's what
foot
he should have
tall,
done
too.
on offense. He should have thrown his chest out there when he's trying to dunk it and instead Giannis blocked the shot for the iconic play of the
Get out of
finals.
here.
You guys, it is not about the trophy presentation. Hey, we were talking about Dirk in the previous segment briefly. Did Dirk return his league MVP that they had to give to him in a conference room because they were a 1 seed that lost to the We Believe Warriors in 06? No, he didn't. He took it. And when we talk about him, we're like, hey, Dirk, he has a league MVP. We're not like, nope, it's in cold storage somewhere because he didn't want it. He's too much of a winner. He's like, no, my team's out. Guess what? You're right. Giannis ain't going to give no great speech if he wins the award. You know who else isn't going to give a great speech? If you guys are arguing, Wildes literally said, I don't care if you have to give it to campaign. Well, I do, damn it. You said earlier you said earlier that people's brains don't work like mine. People don't remember the things. I mean, some people care about the history of the game. They care about this stuff being fair and accurate. And Devin Booker was benched in a game 3. Chris Paul played so poorly in game 4, folks are retroactively pulling him off the greatest point guard of all time list. And we're like, what are those guys going to be finals MVP? Meanwhile, Giannis is doing things we've never seen before. You guys are all crazy people.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.